change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now. 'Cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. We are close, can you feel it? Something is behind the clouds. We just have to believe it, that we can make the sun come out. Let us lose ourselves in a fairy tale. Who can say what's wrong or right? We're the only ones who can decide. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now. 'Cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now.
Hello, everyone. Happy Boxing Day. We have so much to discuss. But before I even start, the tech guy has an announcement. You got to lean in, tech guy, and show them that you're technically here.
There, that probably sounds better.
Okay.
Yeah, I am here.
He's here.
Oops, I'm here.
He's here. We have the traveling live stream because
Yeah.
we are in Ashland. Woohoo! What do you want them to know before we start?
We're on a mobile setup. We're in a hotel in a conference room, and
So cozy.
we're using Wi-Fi right now. So if the video freezes,
Not going to. We're going to put all good vibes out.
we are not. There's nothing I can do about it. There's just nothing I can do about it. So we will try to keep it rolling, but just stay with us and we'll have a good time.
What's the tech guy's level of stress on a 1 to 10 right now?
I'm pretty chill right now.
Are you?
Yeah,
Okay, you look a little
we'll see.
stressed
We'll
to me.
see if
Oh,
anything
okay.
goes
All right,
wrong.
okay.
Well, it is really warm in
It's
here.
super hot
It's
in
hot
here.
in here.
It's
Yeah.
super hot.
I don't have my tech guy cam, so yeah.
Okay, I need to hear all about how the holidays have been so far. I think we were the only part of the country, I'm talking US because I know some of you are in Canada and Paris and New Zealand, but I think California was the only slice of the country that was not in the polar vortex. How did you survive? Is it still cold? I know that the whole Pacific Northwest was completely shut down. My dad couldn't fly home. He came down to visit us early and do early holiday celebrations together, and he got stuck and ended up having to rent a car and drive like 11 hours because it was just bananas. So I hope wherever you are, you're warm and cozy, and if you don't have heat, you have a fire and a blanket and something warm and delicious to drink, and that this is a good distraction tonight. So technically we're one day early. This little beauty, a muffin, but the truth comes out officially tomorrow, although, you know, maybe some of you already got an early copy. But because we're traveling and I'm doing an in-person book launch at Paddington here in Ashland tomorrow, we thought it would be fun to do a Boxing Day release. And I have some Boxing Day trivia for us. I also have 2 bonus surprises just for our group here tonight. I'm going to share 2 new covers of books that are coming out in 2023 with you. And then we're going to be giving away a bunch of book boxes all night long. Yay! Tech Guy, what do they have to do to win?
Just comment.
Just comment.
Just comment.
The tech, I see that there could already be some winners' names on his. I don't usually see. We're not usually seated this close, so I don't usually see the backside.
You don't see the magic.
I don't see the magic happening.
We've got some people with. Let's see. Some people have been letting me know what things.
Elizabeth, you're still buried under drifts of snow. Like how much? Is like the whole city shut down? Do you have power? Like how are you staying warm? Anna Louise, you're freezing here in North Carolina. I had so much fun following along on your like whole day of Christmas pub hops. I don't think it was only pubs, but like your festive Grinch drinks. That just looked amazing. Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, I lost it. Other than the blizzard, Kelly, holidays have been good. Yeah, blizzard's not so fun. Shutting down traffic, travel, all of that piece. I saw just some horrendous photos. My sister is in Seattle, and Seattle also had the ice storm, and Seattle is very hilly, so just cars completely sliding on what looked like just sheets of ice. It's so bizarre because we were just like in this little tropical bubble in California, and Ashland is kind of balmy too. It's like windy and rainy, and it feels very tropical. Amy, crazy. You had 5 grandchildren and their parents and 2 other children in 24 square foot house for 2 days. Oh yeah, Amy, were you stuck in the ice storm? I'm assuming Beaverton got it because I think it went all the way south to Eugene, right? Yeah, everybody was cozy.
It was cold.
You were cozy. Joseph, real feel here in PA was down to -30. Oh my gosh, it was too cold to go out. I know. Or like, if you have a pet, how do you take a pet outside in that? Like, that's just terrifying. Yikes. Yikes.
I saw somebody comment earlier that they didn't think we were on Facebook. It went by so fast I couldn't see it, but we're definitely on. There are tons of people on Facebook commenting.
Okay.
So
it's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, having never lived somewhere where we have received that kind of like the Pacific Northwest just doesn't get blizzard-like conditions. Oftentimes a little bit of snow, maybe a few inches, sometimes up to like 6 inches, which shuts the whole city down. But then the ice, that's usually the problem if you get freezing rain coming out of the Columbia River Gorge. But never like -30 and never like feet of snow. So I can't even imagine. Whew. Yeah, that's a lot.
There's a buzzy sound, people say.
There's a buzzy sound. Okay, that could be from the vent up there. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
This is the problem with the traveling show. Apologies for the buzzing, but we might be buzzy. I don't know. Okay, so tonight I'm going to be giving away book boxes that you might get a signed copy of the new book. The Tech Guy made the most amazing blueberry lemon scented muffin candles for this release. These are just going to be special edition candles, so you might get that in your book box. You might get other books in your book box, book stickers, maps of Tort and Ashland. Is it my?
No, it's.
You name it. So just participate in the comments, and we will be sending all of these out when we get back after this mini book tour in a week or so. So just know that too. I thought since today was Boxing Day, it would be fun to kick off the live with some facts and trivia about Boxing Day. I did not know any of these. I just know that in my mind, what I think of Boxing Day is like a British holiday, but that's sort of like as far as it's ever gotten. So, okay, Tech Guy, do we have question number 1?
Yeah.
All right, so what is Boxing Day known as? So there's an official, well, I don't want to give it away, but there's an official person, event, etc. that Boxing Day is associated with. And, if you celebrate Boxing Day traditionally, may know this. So I'm super curious. I might have to put my glasses on to see the comments if anybody is a Boxing Day pro.
I don't know what the buzzing
Anyone? Anyone? I can't see comments, tech guys, so you're gonna have to put them up for me. I remember growing up that my mom would do gift boxes to neighbors, like full of delicious things that she had made from home. Patricia Dana, you've got it. It is officially known as St. Stephen's Day, or also St. Stephen's Feast. Those were the two things that came up most consistently when I was doing my research for this. My mom would put together boxes of food that she had baked, breads and stolen and pastries and that sort of thing, cookies for the neighbors that she would often deliver on Boxing Day. So that's my one affiliation for the day. And yeah, okay, so St. Stephen's Day, you got it. Okay, moving on to question number 2 in our very exclusive trivia. What is its origin? Does anyone know the origin of Boxing Day? I found this fascinating, and there were a few things that came up, but the answer that I found for this was the most consistent across the board when I was, again, doing my very important research on it. Yeah, it's something that makes sense to me, but perhaps you know a different version of Boxing Day if you've celebrated in some other way, shape, or form with your family. Oh, okay, we're already on the winner.
Tracy Klink.
Tracy Klink.
K-L-E-N-K. Tracy Klink.
Tracy Klink, you are getting a book box. Yay, Tracy. And in terms of if you win something tonight, you just need to either message me privately on Facebook with your mailing address, or go to elliealexander.co and send me an email there. You don't want to put your address in the comments, but message me privately and we'll get it. Okay, what do we got? Sheila, yes, the rich used to box up gifts for the poor. Absolutely, which makes sense. Boxing Day boxes. It sounded like it came across, or it started with people who might have had servants who were serving the poor, and also service workers, people who were working in service jobs, would be gifted a box of food, and it was almost like a gratuity of sorts that the wealthy would share with lower classes. So, I mean, like, sweet concept. Maybe problematic that we had servants and that sort of thing, but at least there was a thought of doing some gifting. Do you have the answer for that one? Just so we're official.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A Christmas box, a gratuity was given to service workers, and then, like Sheila said, I did definitely read iterations of it where people of lower classes were gifted food boxes by landowners. The other interesting fact that came up around it was related to people in the fishing industry, that it was like a sign of good luck to be given a box. So I don't know if anyone has heard of that concept around Boxing Day either, but I think that's fascinating. I love these little facts, and at some point in time, I feel like, especially with something like Boxing Day, I feel like there's going to be something that gets worked into a future Bake Shop mystery regarding it. I don't know what it's going to be, but I feel like there's like just some little hint, like there's a gem of something that I'm going to be able to pull out for that. Oh, you're just going for it. I love it.
Going for it.
Okay.
Sarah Baker.
Sarah Baker. Sarah Baker.
Sarah Baker.
You're getting a Boxing Day book box with magical surprises in it. What? I don't know. Hopefully it's a delicious smelling lemon blueberry muffin candle. I think this might be my favorite candle that you've ever made, Tech Guy, because it literally smells like you're walking into a kitchen and fresh muffins have just come out of the oven. This is what I imagine port would smell like when Jules is baking lemon blueberry muffins. And it totally matches the book cover. Like, it's so perfect. Okay.
Sarah's excited.
Yay, Sarah! I'm excited for you. Like I said, just message me privately or send an email through my website. And anyone who's receiving a Boxing Day book box, know that it might take a couple weeks to get there because we're traveling for the next little chunk of time, but you will be getting one, I promise. Okay, what's up next? What do we got, Tech Guy? Okay, where is Boxing Day a public holiday? So it's officially a holiday, predominantly in this place or places. Is Boxing Day a public holiday where you are? I'm super curious because it's definitely not. Well, today it is because in the United States we're celebrating or we're honoring Christmas today officially because it fell on a Sunday. But there are parts of the world where Boxing Day is a public holiday and it's a full day of rest or maybe something else for people in this part of the world. Any guesses on this one? What do we got? What do we got? He's got a scroll.
We got Scotland.
Scotland, Cindy, excellent guess. Canada and England, Patricia, yes, well done. Absolutely. Oh. Commonwealth country, Anna Louise, yes, Great Britain and Canada, there it is, yes. So the Commonwealth countries have this as a public holiday. If you are in a Commonwealth country, congratulations, today is officially a holiday for you. I would love to know also, like, how do you celebrate it? Do you recognize Boxing Day? Is it a thing still, or is it just sort of like, oh, today's a bank holiday, I don't have to worry about anything? Okay, we got oh no, I was gonna say we have another question, but we got another winner. Okay.
Laura Churchill.
Laura Churchill.
Laura Churchill.
Laura Churchill. A Boxing Day box is coming your way. Okay, we have two more questions in our lovely Boxing Day trivia. What is Boxing Day known for today? So, you know, its origin is sort of about this idea of gifting to the community. But today it's usually celebrated or honored around the world with another activity. And what is that? Like, when you think of Boxing Day today, what do you think of? Or do you think of anything? That's also the correct answer, I'm sure. I feel like this is something that tends to happen in America, and I don't think there's necessarily a Boxing Day connection with it. Yes, Tiffany, Beach Bum Bookworm, shopping for deals. Nancy, you got it.
Karen got it.
Karen, it's another day of shopping. Absolutely, yes. So in modern times, Boxing Day is known for shopping. And I was reading about the fact, like, in the UK, sometimes it was like the version of our Black Friday, where, you know, you might have these mobs because stores would open early at 4 a.m. and have massive discounts on things, which I find fascinating. But we were at Paddington today for their 50% off sale, so we participated in Boxing Day. So quite proud of that fact. Okay, I have one more question, and this is a Boxing Day bonus question. Oh, wait, no, we got more confetti.
We have Nancy Johnson LaSalle.
Nancy Johnson LaSalle. Nancy Johnson LaSalle, you are getting a Boxing Day book box full of bookish surprises and fun. Okay, this one I had no idea. This question floored me because I honestly had no idea this was true. Boxing Day, is it a public holiday in the United States? Any guesses on this one? Or should I say, if it is, do you know where? I had never heard of this before, and I was super surprised. Nancy, just a reminder, send me a private message on Facebook or message me through my website to get your Boxing Day box of goodies. I know some of you are in the places that this answer is going to be, so I'm eager to hear whether or not. We got a lot of no's. We got a lot of no's. I would have said no too. I was shocked by this. I had no idea. I did not know it was a thing. Yep, we've got almost predominantly no's.
Almost
Yeah.
all
Okay.
no's, yeah.
No yeses yet. Okay.
We've got a few guesses.
Few guesses. Massachusetts, Eva. Nope.
States.
New England states, Laura, I feel like that's what I would have guessed too, like, you know, but nope. Surprisingly, not so much. Okay, Tega, you want to toss up the answer? Texas, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Anna Louise, Kentucky, and Kansas. What do you say? Do you know this? Like, Texas? Is it always a holiday in on Boxing Day? Is it parts of Texas? I did not know that there were any places in the United States that recognized it as an actual workers' holiday. So I'm super curious if you know this about your own state or part of the country. Maybe little counties within it.
Becky was
I know,
surprised
Becky,
too,
right?
yeah.
What? I think we need to start a new big Boxing Day tradition. Yeah, Jennifer, I know. I know. And it's so fascinating that it's in the South too, both Carolinas. Who knew? Anna Louise, like, our libraries closed on Boxing Day in North Carolina? I don't know. I'm fascinated by this. Another way that it's got to work its way into a book. Okay. Oh, we're ready.
Angelina Perkins.
Angelina Perkins. Angelina Perkins, you are getting a Boxing Day book box. Woohoo! Can't wait to share these. I cannot wait to send them out. I will always, of course, sign all the copies of the books that are going in the Boxing Day boxes too. I'm also going to give away an entire set of the Bake Shop Mysteries, but I'm going to share that. I know, I'm going to share that later this week. Oh, fun. I'm going to share that on social this week, so stay tuned for that one. But that, I just got a total itch in my ear, sorry. That one was too hard to pack for our epic bookish road trip for the next few days. All right, those were my fun Boxing Day facts. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. You know, I'm not opposed to a day where you get to go and do some shopping and or gift to your community. So I like both of those concepts. And I'm so glad that you're spending Boxing Day with me. What do we got? Yay, Angelina! Congratulations. I'm excited to share this one with you. So I thought I would talk a little bit about Muffin But the Truth, give you a little...
Without spoilers.
No spoilers, never any spoilers, never spoilers. I thought I would talk a little bit about that, give you sort of an overview of the book, and then I have not one, but two bonus cover surprises to share with you tonight.
Cover reviews?
Cover reveals, but we'll save the best for last. We'll start with Muffin But the Truth, which, believe it or not, is the 16th book in the Bake Shop Mysteries, which every time I think that, it doesn't seem possible. I want to pinch myself. I can't believe Jules and the crew and the team at Tort have been together and solving a lot of murder for this long. The other thing that I always like to remind people is that Ashland is very sweet and idyllic and pretty safe. So don't be afraid to come visit in real life. If we did the math in terms of
there happened. Yeah, okay.
how many bodies Jules has stumbled upon,
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot more than Ashland has ever had in the history of, well, the modern history of Ashland.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in this book, Jules and the team at Tort have been invited to cater a very swanky, very posh corporate event out on the Rogue River. And the Rogue River runs through all of Southern Oregon. In fact, Southern Oregon is called the Rogue Valley. If you've read the series at all, that will seem familiar. So they take this very dysfunctional corporate group out to the Rogue River, and there are these amazing glamping tents, and everyone's going to go rafting on the Rogue, which is a thing that people do. And Jules is making these luscious fireside meals. So cowboy baked beans with rosemary and bacon and crispy Parmesan and delicious breadcrumbs on the top, and muffins. Of course, you need like a lot of muffins for the morning, and just all this delicious food. Lance, of course, has to make an appearance because it's the Bake Shop Mystery, so Lance has to show up. So Lance has been invited to come out and put on an evening campfire performance like Lance would. And then, of course, a murder takes place. Oh, we need a dump for that. A murder takes place in the middle of this glamping retreat, and Jules is on the case, as always. I had so much fun researching this book, going out to the Rogue. There are different sections of the river, so you get some big rapids higher up. There are also these little rafting companies in the plaza, so just 2 doors down from where I imagine Tort to sit, there really is this little rafting kiosk. So when tourists are in town during the summer to take in shows at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival and go wine tasting and everything, you can just walk up to the kiosk and book a rafting trip. And so these big vans will come and shuttle you out to the Roe River and, you know, pack these beautiful catered lunches, and it's a whole day trip and excursion. Then there are calmer parts of the river where you can hop in and float on inner tubes or swim. There's this great little section where you can come off the dock onto this little cafe and take a break and have a lovely lunch by the river and then float down again. So that is all real. I drew inspiration from all of these places, and the rafting piece is such a huge part of tourism, especially with the pandemic. There was kind of this resurgence of outdoor activities. So that was really fun. So we spent quite a few weekends up on the Rogue and hiking to all these beautiful like hidden waterfalls. There's this place called the Avenue of the Giants, which are all these massive boulders and just jutting cliffs. The topography is like something otherworldly. You have these massive canyons with the water and then vast forests and everything. And then this summer, that section of the Roe River was impacted by wildfires. So all of the rafting companies and all of the little towns, Shady Cove, there are all these tiny towns that in the summer come alive with rafting and all of the water activities. They were just completely shuttered and halted again due to wildfires. So it was just heart-wrenching to see that happen again, and know, like, you know, there's such beauty out there and wanting to protect that and preserve it. So I dedicated this book to the wildfire crews who risk so much to go save our forests. Yeah, that's just a big piece of it. In terms of what's happening with Jules and Tort and the entire team, I feel like the last couple books have been a bit of a transition into this next phase of where she's at. And I know some of you have not read all the way through the series, so I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but she's definitely cemented herself in Ashland. She's expanded her world here in Ashland. I love that she spent so much time early on this cruise ship where she's seeing a lot of people and she's traveling all over the world, and there's kind of just a constant flow of activity and energy. But it isn't until she's come home to Ashland and like kind of grounded herself here that she really has built this broader community of connections. And I feel like that's kind of the piece of this book that is really kind of a stepping stone into what's next and what's ahead for her. I am currently working on book 18. In fact, I brought the manuscript with me. It's going to be set up at Mount A, and so I'm always a few books ahead, and it's fun to kind of reflect back already and see like her growth even within the last couple of books that I've written from this one. But I hope you'll enjoy it. All of the cast of characters, they're all back. We've got the whole team at Tort: Sterling, Steph, Bethany. Richard Lord, of course, has to make a few ghastly appearances. Boo, Mom and the Professor, and Thomas, and it's so fun to have each of those secondary characters building out their own growth arcs too. And I'm super excited to share it with you. Yeah. Oh boy. I saw him push a button. I saw a button.
Mary McCoy.
Mary McCoy. Mary McCoy, you are getting a Boxing Day book box. Love it. I don't know if any questions came up. I meant to ask if anyone has questions about like the series or this book in particular or Jules.
Somebody was worried about like where the skull is on the cover.
Oh, so, where's the skull? I don't know if I can zoom in. Listener, right there. It's on a muffin.
Just look at the muffins.
Look at the muffins. Look closely at the muffins. It's there. It's there. I promise. It has to be.
You could give a shout out to Courtney. Taylin mentioned this.
Oops. Oh, I gotta put my glasses. Oh, he made it go away. It's okay. It's okay.
We got it. Go back.
You all need to check out Protagonist on YouTube if you're looking for a read along. Yes, she's starting with book 1. Yes, Taylor, thanks for mentioning it. Yes, Protagonist is. She's reading. I mean, she's doing a read along, baking from the series all the way through. And we've partnered up, so I'm giving away book boxes and copies of each book that she's doing. So totally do that. That'll be so much fun. I love our bookish community for that. Like, it's just amazing to me. I also meant to say this at the beginning, and I got distracted because, you know, we're in our traveling space, not in our normal setup for the live stream. But thank you so much. I checked my P.O. box right before the holidays, and so many of you sent sweet notes and cards and gifts, and I kind of sobbed my way through opening them all, because it's always just a testament to the connections that we've made here, and I feel like that transfers onto the page. Like, Jules has that same experience, so thank you for that. As always, when will you know if the series gets renewed again, Andrew? Hi, Andrew. I will know probably early next year. It's renewed through book 18, and I already have ideas percolating for what I want to have happen next for Jules, and a couple other places that I want to send her. It's hard because Port and Ashland are so central to the series. So I like with this book, she's off in the road, but she's close enough that you're still going to get like all of the things that you love about Ashland and the cozy village that Jules, you know, embodies here. But I have some ideas of a few other places that I would like to send her, and some ideas for what's next.
Oh,
so yeah.
How about this?
Okay. Oh, Margaret, a baby? I don't know. I feel like Jules has been teasing us a little bit. She's at that stage developmentally, you know, she's in her 30s now, and she's feeling settled here. And again, no spoilers for those of you who may be earlier on in the series. That is the problem with 16 books, you know. I know how many books there are in the world. So you might read a couple and then go, oh my gosh, I haven't been caught up, or I'm going to dive back in at book 16. But I feel like there could be some discussion. There could be some discussions about that for Jules. And you know, from a writing perspective, I think for me, one of the challenges of writing book 18 that I'm working on now is wanting to make sure it stays fresh for readers who have come along since book 1, that you're not picking it up and going, oh, this feels really stale. This is a lot of baking references, which apparently I can't escape from. But it's true. I don't want you to feel like, oh, you know, I'm dialing it in, or this feels like I'm recycling content or something like that, or these characters seem flat. So I feel like when and if I get to a point in writing the series that I'm not just giddy with excitement to dive back into Jules in that world, that will probably be my signal that it's time to stop. But I don't feel that at all. Like, I'm constantly bombarded with ideas and places that I want to take her, not just take her physically, but take her as a character. And I think that's the piece of writing a long-running series that is so rich and rewarding too, because these characters to me feel like old friends and family. I've been writing them for so long that it's a little bit like watching your own kid grow and change and develop and become their own person out in the world. I feel that same level of attachment to Jules, and I hope that comes through for you all. I do wonder, like, at some point in time, am I going to run out of recipes? No, of course not, no. As always, whenever I'm working on this series, the food is like front and center, and I have to remind myself, like, okay, we got to get back to that body. Where's the body? Where's it hiding? Alexandra, yay, I'm glad you feel the same way. And yeah, I am very cognizant of, I know that I have read series that I have loved. Diane Mott Davidson comes to mind with Goldie. For anyone who's read that series, oh, you should if you haven't. Like, I still am hoping that at some point in time she's going to write more. But I just felt like she did a fantastic job at continually making Goldie feel like a real person. And we all go through emotional challenges. We have growth breakthroughs. Like that's the part that fills me up as a writer. And I still have that energy toward Jules. So I don't imagine it changing, but if it does, no, that's great. No, good.
This is a YouTube username because in the comments we only see YouTube username, so it's XO Rosie
XO Rosie.
underscore. So
Okay.
it's XOROSI underscore.
XO Rosie.
Yeah.
You're getting a book box. XO Rosie, because you are on YouTube, feel free to send me an email at elliealexander.co. I'll get it that way. You can't private message on YouTube, unfortunately.
I thought this comment was nice.
We'd follow Jules anywhere as long as we get more Bake Shop books. Oh, Taylor, thank you. Thank you so much. I feel so grateful that you are continuing to want to read them, because it is that thing too. Like at some point in time, if it feels like readers are like, we're sort of done with it too, then that's probably a time to stop. Yay! Okay, we got you, XO Rosie. Coming at you.
This one's fun.
Liz, I started with the Sloan Cross series, so I'm very intimidated to just start Jules, right? I know, there are so many of them. It's not fair. I feel that intimidation for you, and it's okay. Like, I also give you permission. Not that you need it, but I feel like that as a reader myself, the tech guy, thank you. My whole Christmas gift was just like a whole stack of books. I read an entire book today. Oh yeah, thank you, Cindy. This was also a tech guy gift. And they kind of matched like the pillows and the whole vibe in this hotel room, or hotel suite. I'm a voracious reader myself, so I know that there are always books waiting on my TBR stack. And when you have a series that has 16 books in it, it can be very intimidating. So no pressure. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Don't lose sleep over it at all. But you know, if you pick one up, you could see if it like resonates the same way. Or I'm always fascinated by people who can jump into a series at like book 10. I have to start from the beginning and go all the way until the end. I'm just a little obsessive that way. But I'm always impressed because I hear from readers all the time who are like, I discovered the series at like Mocha She Wrote, and then I went back and read from the start, which is incredible to me.
You said something about recipes, and now the inevitable request for a cookbook is coming up.
I know. Trust me, I want to do a cookbook. Definitely want to do a cookbook. It just has to be the right cookbook and the right.
Everyone's asking what book you read.
What book did I read today? Oh gosh, I got to look on my phone. I'm so bad because if I don't have the book in front of me, I just finished it. Oh, All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. Oh, that. Right.
Up there.
All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. It was a holiday rom-com and a total delight. I'm distracted by what is next in my stack, which that's one of the things I'm going to share in our next January live. What?
It's just, cookbook is blowing up.
Cookbook,
so,
I know, cookbook. Okay, here's the thing. We just have to like find a way to have the cookbook. I've said this a zillion times, I know, but it needs to look like Great British Bake Off. I have multiple Great British Bake Off cookbooks. It has to be that beautiful because that's what, it has to be beautiful. I feel very confident in the recipes, but I want it color and I want it to feel like torte. I want it to feel like when you open that cookbook, you are looking at torte. So I don't know how I make that happen, but yes, 100% yes.
Where's that?
Amy, you introduced the Bake Shop Mysteries to a good friend for Christmas. Oh, thank you. That's the best. Sharing books with friends is the ultimate gift. So thank you so much. That means the world to me. And I know a bunch of you pre-ordered. That also is so helpful. It helps with the publishing house because they see that there's interest in a book. So I appreciate that. And I know that a lot of you supported small bookstores in the process of doing that. So thank you for all of that. Okay, wait, sorry.
I did know And we actually, the Sky Guy and I,
yes.
we have a Grogu chia pet.
It's true. Tech Guy got a lot of Star Wars here for your birthday and Christmas. His birthday is 2 days before Christmas, so we had a separate outing and celebration, and then we had the Christmas celebration, which is how it should be. What are you cracking up at?
Just all the comments. There's so many, I can't keep up.
Can't keep up, sorry. It's just the way it goes. And we only have his laptop, so normally I have my own screen, so I'm seeing all the comments too, but.
Yeah, we usually, well, plus it's really small text on this laptop, so it's hard, but you promised them some cover reveals.
I promised some cover reveals. Okay, so cookbook, yes, I'm gonna work on that for my January 2023. This time of year, I always like to really go inward and set some intentions about what I am hoping to manifest in the new year. So a cookbook, I'm still gonna put energy toward that for sure. But in the interim, I have already worked on and written other books, and they're going to be coming out this next year, I guess. We have a few days left in 2022.
Right.
And I am so excited to tell you that book 6 of Sloan is just in the polishing stages. I have been working with an incredible illustrator, Kitty Wong, and Kitty just yesterday or the day before, this was the best present of all for the holiday season, sent me her cover sketch for book 6 of Sloan Krause. And I know that many of you have been asking for another Sloan book, and it's coming. It's either going to be a late February or early March release. It will be up for pre-order in early January, but you are going to be the first to see the initial cover design. We don't have the title placed yet, and there are a few other little tiny tweaks that she's going to do, but I am so in love with this sketch. I cannot wait to share it with you.
And this is the first time you get to share a sketch, because normally the publisher
except for Jennifer Ann. So
Jennifer,
yeah, yes.
well, second
time,
but first
yes.
time for Sloan.
First time for Sloan.
Yeah.
So in traditional publishing, the way things work is that the publishing houses contract out with illustrators, and then there's a digital team. And I, as the author, see the pencil sketches and then some of the early colored sketches, and then the digital team shows you what we all see when the cover is final. But because of copyright issues, I can never share those sketches. So I'm so excited to be able to share the process. And I think Kitty was going to film some video of some of the illustration process too that I'm going to get to share with you in the next couple weeks. But it's been so fun because a few weeks ago I shared, or maybe just, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, I'll share it again in the process when I do the whole reveal. But she sent over even just like the initial, literally like line drawing sketch of our discussion. So, okay,
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Without further ado, I'm building it up.
Okay.
Unintentionally. Okay. Come on. Okay, so this book is going to be set, you guessed it, at wintertime in Leavenworth, Washington, our favorite Bavarian village. Sloan is going to be making these delicious peanut butter pretzel Bavarian brownies. She and Garrett are working on some winter ales. Garrett's entire family is coming for a visit. This has been foreshadowed for a while that Sloan has never met Garrett's family. So Garrett's parents and his sister are coming for a big ski weekend at the Leavenworth Ski Hill. And this might surprise you, but disaster is going to strike. I don't know if you can see it because it's a little small in this image, but there might be some mangled skis involved. Yeah, this book has been like a year and a half in the works. And because the series initially got canceled, I had thought, like, I've told the story before, but I kind of had to finish up book 5 in a way that I wasn't anticipating. And like I've talked about with Jules, I wasn't at a place where I felt like, oh, I'm done with Sloan. Like, I had many more arcs and ideas of where I wanted to take her, and especially her relationship with Garrett, and learning a little bit more about him. I think we kind of have a surface idea, but we don't really know a whole lot about his backstory. We know he worked in tech in Seattle and gave that up to come start this nano brewery when he inherited his great aunt Tessa's building, and that is kind of the evolution of Nitro. But we haven't done a deep dive into sort of his history either. And they're a bit more seasoned as characters. They've lived some years. They're not quite as young as Jules. So this book is really going to center on that, as well, of course, as just like the most luscious, cozy winter ski hill Leavenworth vibe. So I cannot wait to share it with you. Super exciting. So yeah, in the next couple weeks, stay tuned because I will have the final cover to share as well as pre-order information. This book will be available in ebook, in paperback. It's not coming out in hardback. Yay. It'll come out in ebook and paperback, and then audio shortly thereafter is the plan for that. So woo, more Sloan. Yay. Deb, when you talked about setting your intentions, you made me think of Meg's grandmother. Oh, totally. Yes. Meg's grandmother from my Pacific Northwest series is based on a real person, a dear friend of mine, Judy, who was the executive director of the Alzheimer's Association. And she would start each meeting that we had. I worked for the Alzheimer's Association for about 5 years. When I was living in Portland, I ran communication and public policy for the state. And she would start every meeting with a Tibetan bowl and then have us sort of like go around the table and set an intention. So I love that, and it's still something I practice today for sure. Patricia, are you having an event while you're in Ashland? Yes, I'm doing a signing tomorrow at Paddington at 3 o'clock. I'm doing it at the Oregon store. So it's right next door to Paddington. We thought that would be fun because it's all outdoors. It's like rafting, and it's their outdoor kind of Oregon store. So if you're around, come by 3 o'clock. I'll be signing copies and chatting, and yeah, should be fun. Okay, so that's coming first in late February, early March. Stay tuned. I'll have all sorts of details to share in the next couple weeks. And then Bake Shop 17 usually comes out in June, but this one is a special Halloween edition. So it will be coming out in August. August 22nd is the pub date for this. And we have a final cover for this one, which came in right before holiday break too. It's an abundance of new covers, and I'm not sad about it. Okay. There it is. Catch Me If You Candy is the final title. This book is set in Ashland during Halloween, the parade. There is a pug involved. This is the first time in 30 books. This book, well, this will be more than 30 books, but in any event, this is the first time in over 30 books that I have ever had a pet on the cover, and I'm so excited about it. This is King George, who's going to be the Grand Marshal of the parade. This book involves Helen, Jules' mom's mahjong group. They find a dragon tile. It involves a dragon in a parade. It involves two competing dogs who are competing for leading roles on the stage at OSF, which is a real thing. I cannot wait to give you all the backstory on this. And King George is based on a real dog who had a role at OSF. So it's going to be a delight. Complete Halloween festivities, all of the Halloween food. I've shared video and photos before of what Ashland looks like during Halloween, but it's like being on a movie set. Everyone is in full costume and everyone participates in the parade, and then there's just a big street party in the plaza after the fact. And of course, Jules and Tort are like right in the mix of all of that. So this book comes out August 22nd. It is up for pre-order already, so you can go grab it.
Yes, just to clarify, it's August 22nd, 2023. So that's the day, not the year. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So,
yes.
yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll have so many more things to share on this as time goes on. But this one was so fun to write.
And
it is available, Karen. Yes, it's available for pre-order. You can pre-order it. I think it's available everywhere for pre-order. It just populated in the system a week or two ago. And usually like ebook comes up later, but I looked this morning and I think it's up for pre-order for ebook as well. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I have wanted to write a Halloween book for so long, and I went a little bananas with Halloween on this one, and I'm not sad about it at all. It's all the Halloween things, and it should be coming out at a great time to cozy up for fall. Yeah, whew. I think those are my two big reveals for the night. Yeah. Of course, Muffin to the Truth comes out tomorrow. If you pre-ordered it in ebook form, it'll probably be waiting on your Kindle or your Nook or whatever platform you read on when you wake up tomorrow morning. It's like the night before Christmas for me. It's the night before book release officially. And then if you pre-ordered it, it should arrive in the mail. Like, as long as those blizzards didn't slow down books, and they might have. But if you're in the Rogue Valley, you can come snag a signed copy from me tomorrow at 3 o'clock at Paddington. I'm also doing a live with Murder by the Book at 4 o'clock Pacific time Wednesday. I'm on a panel with a few other cozy authors. It's going to be a blast. So if you don't have anything going on Wednesday, come join us there. We're going to talk all cozy writing, and it'll be so much fun. Yes. He's ready for another. I can feel a button. I can feel a button.
Carrie Kaiser?
Carrie Kaiser.
Or Kaiser?
Kaiser.
It's K-Y-S-A-R.
Okay. Carrie. Carrie. You're getting a Boxing Day book box. Eek. So exciting.
You want to talk about what's next up?
Let's talk about what's next up. Okay. So save the date. We'll be back to our normally scheduled programming for 2023 on Tuesday nights. This was special this time with Boxing Day. But Tuesday, January 10th, we're going to do New Year, New Books. I'm going to share all of the books that I probably will have read quite a few of them by then, and what I'm excited about for the year. I'm going to share everything that's coming with Sweet Lemon Press and some other publishing formats that I've been working on. I am going to share some stuff about some writing workshops. So it's all the new year, all the new bookish things. So save the date for Tuesday, 5:30, same channel, same thing. And then on Tuesday, January 24th, my friend Tamara Lush is going to be here. It's a book release for her new rom-com. It's the second one called Crash. There's Drive and Crash in this series. And she's also going to talk about a bunch of new ways that publishing is happening. And I think it's going to be fascinating for those of you who aren't familiar maybe with serial formats. So I'm super excited to have her on to celebrate her book launch and also just talk about like new creative ways that you as readers can find works by authors who you love and adore. So that's going to be super fun. And then we'll be back to every other Tuesday for February and March. We've got some special guests coming up. We've got some fun stuff in the works.
Definitely. And we'll be back. I apologize and thank you everyone for dealing with the video and audio issues tonight. This is what you get on the road.
On the road.
Yeah.
On the road in Ashland.
But we'll be back to our good equipment and our massive broadband connection in January.
It's so funny because originally my idea for today was that we were going to broadcast live all over Ashland.
Oh, boy.
And
I was,
that guy was like, yeah, no, that's not how it works. So I'm glad because we are in one place in the hotel and even that is a little tricky. Oh dear, what can you do?
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much for joining us tonight, for celebrating like the extension of the holidays. And
and thanks everybody for all the birthday wishes earlier in the comments. my eyes are getting older, so I couldn't get to click them to put them up on the screen fast enough. But yeah.
If you won something tonight, send me a private message with your mailing address, and we will ship out Boxing Day boxes when we get back. And just as always, thank you so much. This year has been, you know, like any other year, lots of ups and downs and challenges and excitement. And I just feel so grateful that we are all connected and that I have this group and community with all of you. And I hope that this next week, while you know, we're kind of in between years, you can take some time to read, to take a walk in nature, to cozy up in front of the fire, take a bath, whatever it is that you do for self-care. And I'm wishing you all a wonderful, peaceful New Year too. Yeah. Taylor, will there be a special muffin candle for sale? Oh,
Yes.
yes. You're gonna put it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yes. When we get back home.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then
You
there
want
was
this
one
one?
more candle comment
Okay.
that was, and this is, we had talked about this
Oh!
being alive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
so funny, Amy. The tech guy, we have totally different skill sets, as you may have recognized. And he is so meticulous in his work. My candles would not look like this. So he is also very particular about how you burn a candle for making sure that it burns the longest, all the things. You have done a deep dive into candle making. So we should totally do that. That would be so fun. Let's do
Yeah.
it. We talked about that.
Right. The Etsy shop is, if you look her up as Ellie Alexander Author, that username, that's the Etsy shop. Yeah, I think it's also linked on all your other social
Yeah, you can
channels,
find it.
too.
It's on vacation mode right now because we're
Yeah,
traveling. But
yeah.
but this candle is my new favorite. I'm telling you, it is like walking into a bakery with fresh lemon blueberry muffins. It's awesome. I don't want to burn it right now, but then we'd get kicked out of the hotel room.
Yeah.
That'd be a whole other story. Yes, in any event, I am just sending you all love and light and peace for the new year, and looking forward to connecting with you again live Tuesday, January 10th. But we'll see you again before that. Good night.